All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Suicide Squad 2021, the new one that just came out. Well, DC, you did it. You finally got me to watch a movie, and I was like, wow, this was actually pretty good. I guess I shouldn't say that. Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, did a good job too. Um, so in case you don't know what Suicide Squad about, it's basically this Black Ops um, force of villains that are microchipped and sent into super dangerous missions to basically be a suicide squad to attempt something in exchange for, earlier releases, stuff like that. So it's a lot of like DC villains that are getting an opportunity to kind of like be the main characters and be kind of like the heroes of the story. Uh yeah. Okay. If you're interested in that, if you like superhero stuff, or this one's definitely a little bit more violent and gory, so if you don't like that, don't watch it. But if you do, and you like some dark humor and stories, I think this is definitely worth the watch. Because now I'm going to go into spoilers because I think that's the only way I can talk about this movie. So let's start off at the very beginning and talk about almost the fake opening of this movie. We get like a good, like, I would say, 10-minute sequence of the Suicide Squad being set up and Harley Quinn's there. So it's like, oh, of course, okay, cool. And we have like a bunch of characters that we barely get to meet and talk about, and they're dropped onto this beach, and which is just like this, becomes this like war zone, and like characters are dying left and right, and like people's like faces are getting blown up, and you're like, what is going on? What are they doing? And then it cuts from them, and like most of them are dead, to this other beach that's completely empty, and it's got these other characters walking up the beach. And that's the real Suicide Squad. And it cuts back, and it shows how the team's built and developed and stuff like that. That is honestly, I feel like, super clever to do. I liked that a lot. I don't know if other people liked that, but I enjoyed that. I was like, all right, okay, I'm sold. This movie was like one of those, and I think this is one of the ways that it did it. I feel like this movie does a good job of kind of ripping on I think it was like 2016 Suicide Squad, and like basically being like, yeah, let me show you how to really write and direct a movie, okay? Okay. Because there were like those little scenes like that just felt like little jabs at, like, because there are pieces that are taken from that are continuous into this film. Harley Quinn and the captain, or the soldier dude, I don't remember his name. Rick Flag, that's what his name is. I mean, they're a direct continuation of that story in a way. So it's interesting that it's in that world, but it's also kind of trying to break free of that past that it's attached to. I like that a lot. Um, Overall, the cast of characters was actually well developed in this movie. I remember watching the old one and just being like, literally wanting to just be like, can I just leave? Like, it was absolutely garbage. The writing was terrible. The characters had no development. There was no plot. It made no sense. Um, I think that was partially due to studio issues, if I remember correctly. But it was bad, and I was very hesitant to watch, honestly, any DC movie after that one, because I was like, oh my god, Like this movie, the movie was just, it was terrible. But this one pulled it off in a different way. And James Gunn directed this, which he did Guardians of the Galaxy as well, and you can definitely see some similarities if you look close enough. Just the way he does setup with characters and stuff like that. But he makes each of these these villain characters that are in the Suicide Squad have these moments, and they're small, but like they're these intimate moments where we really get to know their characters in a way that actually makes us want to connect with them. I thought the humor was really good in this. A lot of the times I felt it was like pretty funny. Like not like haha hilarious, but like I feel bad for laughing at this, but it's funny. I'm trying to think of other positives. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in this. I think the thing that this movie does so well is that I can't believe how it does it. It does it in a way where it doesn't take itself so seriously, and it makes fun of like how the last Suicide Squad took itself so seriously. Like it's got like the title cards and stuff like that are like, they're almost like a joke. Like what's his name, the kaiju that we get at the end, Starro or whatever, Starro versus the Suicide Squad, and it's just like there are these subtle little like jabs and pokes that like are like, yeah, this is a fun movie. It's not supposed to be super serious. There's supposed to be some like dark humor in it and some action, and you're supposed to have a good time. It's not gonna be this super in-depth story. It's very much a straightforward, we've got to go in and stop, like, do this stuff because the US government wants us to go and like do this, essentially hide their involvement in this program. Let's see. The Harley scene was really cool. I thought that was actually really well done, and it looked like it was a cool like sequence of shots. It was really interesting, and like it did a good job of tying in her previous development and not just like trying to reset from a clean slate. John Cena as Peacemaker. Oh man, that was actually really good. I liked that a lot. I liked him in Bloodsport. I like their relationship a lot. Overall, I mean, I'm trying to think of like real like deep criticisms, but that's the problem with this, right? Like this movie is supposed to be this fun, silly action movie. It's not supposed to have a lot of depth to it. So it's hard for me to pick and pull when I had a good time watching it. And I think that's all that this movie is trying to be and all it should be. I am a little worried that this is going to be like oh, we finally did it. We finally made a good movie. Okay, let's pump out 1 billion of these now. And they're just going to start producing and producing and producing and producing and just completely kill it instead of taking the time to actually like develop and think about, okay, we want to build from this story. How do we do that? That is probably my biggest concern from this, because I really, you got one, I would say 2 good movies out of how many? Like, come on, just take your victories. Don't run them into the ground, please. But yeah, overall, this is a good movie. Again, fun action. It's not something I would think for everyone. If you're not a big fan of like dark humor and violence, I don't think this movie is for you at all. But it's a fun couple hours of watch time. That's basically all I've got to say about it. So that's going to be it for this one. So if you guys like the video, be sure to like, comment down below if you want to talk about it some with me. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.